seems Whisker has assaultery security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. Message from General Alden! Oh no, what now? Apologies for the interruption, sir, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the final details with Watt and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Old Da. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in Ala Mhigo Quarter. My apologies again, sir. Fare you well.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours. We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
Ugh. Laurentius especially. We put in a good word for her, but no, he just had to go and betray us.
Yeah.
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Ugh.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Well, were I a more violent man, I would say execute him immediately, but no, we just had an entire lesson about how that's not the answer. Killing them would only give a momentary gratification. No. Execution is not the answer, unfortunately.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine.
Well, executing them's not going to bring the dead back, unfortunately.
In any event, I thank you for your honesty.
Of course, I don't quite
When the
agree
time
with
comes
that
for the Alliance to pass
IRL.
judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard.
But it's what the Warrior of Light would say.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me. I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't.
I blame Monitor's
But even
politics.
after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new
Okay, that's
leadership,
jarring going
I
from
have
this
every
dark nighttime
confidence that Ala
cutscene
Mhigo
to
will
bright as
emerge
fucking
from the
day.
shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here
Well,
is done.
it's a long cutscene, I assume.
Soon I will return to Ul'dah and take my place at the Sultana's side.
But do you really want to?
Father,
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
Man's gotta do what man's gotta do. Ah, that's bright.
Right? That's what I said.
It took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Armbald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates. I don't mean the Vira. These are Kalyana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend the council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. Well, I mean, we did see a group of Kalyana who defected from the main tribe. We'll see. We had best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Green, you dealt with these Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side. Green, Ralbon, God, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we did not come here to shed blood. You seek to seek harmony with all those who call Girabanya home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome. We cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over.
What?
I thought I heard a glass.
Yes, I'm pouring myself a drink.
Ah. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. Well, as long as the Yuhase and Laurentius isn't going to escape and suddenly crash the meeting, we'll be fine. They're totally going to, aren't they?
We shall see.
I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have the feeling we welcomed the Viper into our midst? Well, they are snakes, so... This Kalyana Elder's intention seems at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Green? The enthralled can't be trusted. Aye, it is said that once a creature has fallen under the sway of a primal, there is no salvation. I strongly doubt the Kalyana has suddenly broken free of Lakshmi's will. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? You can rely on me, at least. I'll round out your comrades and send it to the Ala Mhigo quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Green. Nope, that's the wrong person. That's Armbald, not Ralbon. My thanks. I will see you in the palace.
Oh boy, cutscene.
Yep.
I'm one cutscene ahead of you, but...
Great, about reinforcements. Admiral told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not too familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Alexei's reports suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Ananta. Indeed, his apparent revulsion in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can stand guard without, at least the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We shall join General Alden inside then. Rain, do you know the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. You heard the scion, sir? General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside. If you'll follow me, into the royal palace, and hopefully nothing bad happens. Because it's right when we're about to let our guard down and everything starts going well, something bad happens.
Yeah, it's also
like
the end of the patch, I think.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Ala Mhigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle. As equals.
Yes.
And I hope, as friends.
Why?
You'll see.
Well, then don't let me know something might happen.
Gasp.
Let me watch the cutscene in peace!
No, I was actually gasping at the circle sarcastically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a witty or hippie comment.
At least the Ishgardians had a table.
Yeah. I was genuinely shocked, though, that they actually bothered to make the sitting in a circle scene.
Lise has removed monarchy.
Like, I know they already had the moats for it, but still.
Positioned them to consider a joint government.
I probably should have waited until they actually sat on the ground before I said the whole gasp, though.
Yes.
That's what actually made me go, huh, wow, they actually bothered.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Girabania devote themselves to our faith.
Oh no.
You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi!
Slime, you're spoiling it.
What do you mean?
Lady of Bliss!
Oh, you're
grace us once more
okay.
with your
I turned
beauty
back
of
and
visage.
I thought she had already done what she's doing right now with the glowy and come to me, primal being thingy.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's up to us.
Why? I offer you peace and serenity.
Oh shit.
Okay. No, you're the scrub, Nat.
I shall free you from your hate.
Oh, Mama Ja.
No. Oh. Let's see.
I was in a similar position if I didn't let him get that close.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
Let me say what you will, the Lakshmi music is very catchy. Oh, there she is.
Gasp.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Defeat Lakshmi. Elise, what are you doing?
Big oof. And this is where she dies. Nah, I don't think so.
Nah. Just wondering if there's any Aether Spheres I need to watch out for.
Oh, god damn it, right after I use my ability. What?
Quick time event.
It's really hard to keep the mouse in the right place for the reflect shit.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
No, don't come over this way. Ow.
That GPS check you're currently in.
Yep.
I also didn't see the Aether countdown on my screen, so I'm like, when the fuck is she gonna run out?
Here it comes!
But now I see your stream, I'm like, oh, that's what I missed. So I have no idea what our Aether was at when.
Ooh. That's gotta hurt. And don't come back, please.
We did it! We beat her!
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Ala Mhigo. Your choice.
Wah, wah.
Why the sad trombone?
She made a good guy out of a bad guy in the survival shirt. Dyed black.
Is that not a bad? Is that a bad thing? Or
no, it wasn't supposed to be a trombone.
Oh.
Seven hells. It's her, the Butcher.
There's just a festival of echoes going on here.
Yeah. Nice nails.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven.
Jesus.
Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Alright, let's ask the important question. Anyone know how the crystals got in here?
Smuggled up the bum hole.
Why did I expect any other response from you?
You thought that I was more dumb than I am? That's always the answer. Haven't you been to prison?
I haven't, no, but you make it sound like you have been, which would explain a lot of things.
So, if you've known me since I was a teenager, then how would you not know whether or not I've been to prison?
Well, to be fair, half the time it wasn't actually you, remember?
When I was a teenager, though.
Yeah, half the time it wasn't actually you, it was someone using your account.
When I was a teenager.
Yeah.
What about when I'm an adult? I actually have a sense of software security.
Are you actually an adult?
Legally.
That's not reassuring in the slightest. She's not. Oh god, I forgot to voice things. Oh well. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... it's my fault. My stupid mistake. Nay, lass, we were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. Soldiers who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons spring to mind. You should force Kier to voice the female characters. Kier, how do you feel about voicing the female characters?
I'm concerned about lag.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I can. A primus servant is betrayed by Azora. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others after acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence.
Keep going.
Thanks, Ustella. We'd appreciate the help.
Yeah, the lag.
I told you there's lag.
Yeah, the lag is kind of a deal breaker. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Forola turned up. What was she even doing there? I asked her to come. And then I threw a sword at her foot.
Okay, she didn't throw it. She spun it. She Beybladed it, okay?
She tossed it.
Beyblade, Beyblade.
No. Oh, that explains it then.
I didn't know you had that kind of foot fetish, Matt.
It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up was partly to blame for what she had become, then as Ala Mhigo, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. There's a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alfinode. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see to it that you're not interrupted. Green, you and the Scions ought to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens. The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the
You have
end
a
of
welfare
my part in
program?
all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Yeah, it's called Give Me Money. I'm not being serious, don't give me money.
But it says you can gift one sub to take first place for $5.
Shut. Damn it, Matt. Okay, well, I guess I suppose for you it's free, considering it's Prime, so...
You're supposed to thank him for the subscription.
Thank you.
Damn, worst Twitch streamer ever. Just sarcastic as fuck.
And you won't see any other Twitch streamer do that. That's why you're here.
Refund the Freeman.
You're great. There was no word.
Rabun Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Well, actually, Matt is the
Your
only
Grace.
one who's paying you money, so that makes him the manager.
Oh, Cheshire, let me listen to my cutscene in peace.
Rabon, I am no longer a child.
You just look like one.
Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Ala Mhigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raobarn. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Ulda.
Tomorrow you will serve Ala Mhigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise. But we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow.
Well, give yourself more credit. I couldn't have gotten all those Aether Spheres on my own.
No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raobarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Fun fact, Tizona is a reference to the real-life sword.
What, Tarek?
Fun fact, Tizona is a name referencing to the real-life sword.
Nice.
Yeah, a sword wielded by a legendary knight, Rodrigo Diaz, otherwise known as El Cid.
'twould
shit that
seem
Shulk
I am in
from
need of
Xenoblade.
employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
What Shulk?
Not sure, but that's what Matt said.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Ah, okay. Pippin's voice actor, same person who did Shulk from Xenoblade. Neat.
Yes, the bull of Ala Mhigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raoban.
Don't die.
No promises.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
I may have gotten a preview.
Of me dying?
No, the conversation.
Either you are more astute than I give you
Huh.
credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Ala Mhigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
I think it's about time I headed back to Relger's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alice will be eager to hear recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Green, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? On completion of the quest, you'll be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menagerie attendant. Well, here we are again. Alphinaud has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Shola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions nearby this time. But we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You can say that again. This whole episode reminded me just how far apart our kind still are. Looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed. Violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have the Resistance Scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What? The Bull of Ala Mhigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. When Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rhalgr's Reach. He just happened to be serving as a Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Ralban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he's in all aspects the ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Ala Mhigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Ala Mhigo blooms. Oh, little Ralban minion. Detachable detachable arm optional. Oh, no.
Very fucked.
They do that a lot. Ooh, cutscene. Ooh, Kugane. Oh, it's Gotetsu. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. Ooh, a quarter. Well, they don't have quarters here. They have a gill. Do they have a quarter gill? I'm not sure.
It's entirely possible.
Do they even have paper money? I can't say I've seen it. But where their generosity ended. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide a poor man in a city of rich merchants. Yay, it's Yatsuo. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrender my blade to secure what few coins we have. Well, more for her then.
I want some fucking dango now.
Bah! 'Tis like talking to a child. Well, more dango for Yatsuo then. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. We can always speak with Hancock. He probably put in a good word. Or a safe passage. Come, Tsuyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Maybe she got memory loss or something.
Or she's simping now.
That is also an equal possibility. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Have you heard the reports? First Doma, then Ala Mhigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I heard the Viceroy was merely wounded and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly at taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eosian misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official, and above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. What? That's not confusing in the slightest.